This is MMSMR, and as you can see, my nails are exactly the same. I never change them. I wanted to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, because as I'm recording this, it's after 2:30 in the morning in New York, so it is Christmas Day. So I am going to record this video and get it online for you guys so you can enjoy it, hopefully Christmas evening. I know if you're in Australia or in New Zealand by now, you're well into your Christmas Day. So before I started this video, I just wanted to say if you see a difference in quality of the video, it's because I just upgraded to an iPhone 11 Pro, and so far I really like it. The camera's really cool. So what we're going to be doing today is just some eye exam color test stuff, but I'm going to be doing it in my Witch of the Woods character. So I hope you will enjoy this, and I hope that you'll enjoy the fantasy edge to it. But let's just get right into the video. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit before I started it, because I know I've been away for a while. I've just been really busy, but Merry Christmas, guys. Okay, let's get into the video. Hello, dear. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming to see me. I know it was a very, very long walk through the woods, but I am really glad that you wanted to come see me just so we could finish sorting out these presents. Santa and the elves are very, very busy tonight, as you can imagine, and I just want to have these presents ready to go for tomorrow. So the first thing I wanted to point out is this lovely little model home. It has been used as a decoration, but I'm going to go ahead and enchant it so it can actually turn into a full-sized house. And I think this would be a really, really nice place for the gingerbread man to live. You know, he's had a very tough year with all that running he's had to do. And I think this house will be large enough to possibly become a B&B. You know, might be a good place to have Humpty Dumpty go for his little, his rest and recuperation, because he has had a very difficult year too. This lights up, there's lights inside of it, it changes colors. See, red and blue and green. And it can be a nice little disco in here, which is really great because it will be located in the middle of the forest. And you know how the fairies love the disco. Yeah, the fairies. The mermaids, if we can enchant them so they have gills that will allow them to get out of the water, they'll attend as well. But I just wanted to show you this because we are going to be surprising the gingerbread man with this tomorrow. And I actually put a life-size ornament of him on the front lawn. You know that he's very, very vain. So I figured I like that. But the house, it looks like it's made of gingerbread, but I actually enchanted it so it is as tough as wood, so it's not going to rot away. And the bugs are not going to get to it, because you know it's out in the woods. But here is the life-size ornament, and it does look like the gingerbread man. And I even included this little scarf. The old woman in the shoe knitted this for him last year out of an old sock, which I thought was very sweet. So the house has a little red door and 1, 2 green door handles. You really only need one. The second one is just there for aesthetics. It's got this lovely little Christmas tree outside, and the center of this tree is a little lighter green. Then it has this peppermint detail on the front, and on the bottom of the door there's a little step up. And again, it's peppermint detail, but it will be enchanted to be much stronger than an average peppermint. The same thing over here. This is a candy cane that I want to leave out by the front door. I did put some snow here. This is just succo. It's not actually real snow, but you know the gingerbread man loves winter time, so even in the heat of summer, I think it might be cute just to have this there, just for the aesthetic of the house. I have the candy cane details here and here on the walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 peppermints on the roof, and I have another candy cane on this side, and 2 more peppermints here, and there's just another window, and then we have this cute little chimney, and then the back of the house just has more windows, just to make it a little cuter. I mean, there's a lot of windows in this house, so we're just gonna have to hope that the peeping Tom doesn't come back. I don't think he will. The last time he got loose in the forest, the wicked witch that lives down the road, she turned him into a toad. Yeah, that's the last I heard about him. So it should be fine. But so this is the little model house, and I'm gonna take the ribbon off it tomorrow and enchant it so it turns life size, and we can put the gingerbread man in there. And as I said, if he wants to open a B&B, Humpty Dumpty could visit, and you know, maybe even little Bo Peep. Yeah, she needs a vacation after the whole thing where she lost the sheep. Although I don't think she really lost them, if you want my opinion. I think they probably ran off to the Radio City Music Hall in New York. You know, they do that spectacular Christmas show every year, and I think she wanted in on it. I just didn't have the heart to tell Bo Peep. Now, the other thing that we have here, and this is quite lovely. This is a beautiful little serving tray, and this is something that I wanted to show you, because I think that we should offer these as Christmas gifts to pretty much anyone. These are gorgeous. They're actually crafted by the mermaids, believe it or not, and all of these stones are heavily polished stones that come from the sea. So for example, they've pulled some amber and then they've polished it. I believe the Giants got this for them. And then this emerald one here, this is actually tree sap from the elfin tree that again they polish with the sea salts to make it look like that. This is enchanted seawater. I did this myself actually. Well, I enchanted the seawater and then they added the color. But if you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 stones on here. I also wanted to show you this because didn't you tell me that you were having trouble with your eyes? I just wanted to check this over. I thought that perhaps I could use my MM wand here to go over each one. So if I just wanted to point to each one, if you could tell me the color, we can check to make sure that your eyes are recovering completely. Because I do understand that you had a bit of an issue with the dwarves. Yeah, when you go into their cave to go looking for diamonds, you know, if some of that cave soot gets in your eyes, you know, it can be a problem because it is enchanted by the goblins, because technically the dwarfs mine the goblin caves. That's why they have a lot of difficulties with each other, just as species. So I understand that your eyes were quite sore for a while. So let's just go over this. I'm going to point to a color, and you just tell me what it is. And that way, as we're going through the possible gifts here for everybody, we can also check your eyes. So this, what color is this? It's yellow, yes. How about this? What color is this? Yes, it's brown. This actually comes from stones underneath the Trolls Bridge Normally, they're very protective over anything under their bridge, but they were charitable enough to give a few stones that the mermaids polished up and put in this, which I think is beautiful. And what color is this? It's orange. And this is actually forged of dragon's fire. It was not easy to get, but it's so pretty. And this one? Blue, yep. This one? Yes, green. Can you see a difference between this green and this green? Which one's lighter? This one, very good. And what color is this? It's like a teal. And this one? The same, teal as well. And so is this, yeah. Now, look up here. Can you see the difference between this color and this color? Which one's darker? This one? Very good. And overall, how many blues do you see? Let's see if you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. And how many oranges do you see? 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And how many yellows? 1, 2. Very good. Now it's your question. How many browns? Quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Isn't it just beautiful? And this here is actually, this is lava. This is dried lava that comes from up at the volcanic region. And believe it or not, the orgs helped us get this. Orgs can actually, when you speak to them the right way, when you offer them a lot of apples, because they're completely addicted to apples for whatever reason, they will work with you. And they helped us get the lava to fill into these bowls that then made this nice gray slate effect. They put the stones in. And then the back, of course, is gold gilded. And yes, this is Goblin's gold. Yep. So it's really very beautiful. Surprisingly, it's not expensive. And I think these would be really nice gifts to offer anybody that comes to the Christmas party tomorrow in the center of the woods. They're just nice and bright. And I do have quite a few of these, so I just wanted to show you them to make sure you approve first. And I'm glad your eyes are doing better. That potion I gave you helped, huh? Okay, very good. So the next thing I wanted to show you was this bowl. Now, isn't this absolutely fantastic? This bowl makes the most wonderful sounds. This is an enchanted bowl. I actually got this from the elves. The elves have this type of enameled effect with these beautiful colors, and they're made with materials that they gathered from all over the realms. So the sand was actually gifted to them. The orangish sand here was gifted to them by the genies. And then the brown part right here, this comes from the enchanted forest, and this was actually dug up by the gnomes. And then the gold, of course, the gold, once again, is the Goblin's gold, because they have a lot of gold. But as you can see here, we have a beautiful brown rim, and then leaf into gold, and leaf into like this copper orange color. Some of this was actually forged of dragon's fire as well. You see the back just looks pure gold. I just thought this was the most beautiful thing. And sometimes it relaxes me just to look at these beautiful colors and listen to the sounds this makes. truly lovely. So I think that this might be a nice thing to leave out tomorrow for the party. I think that we could put some sugar plums in this. I think that the sugar plum fairies in particular would really love that, because they are, of course, a guest of honor. And then when Santa and the gnomes come to the party, because of course they stop here, you know, we're their last stop, I think that they would enjoy having some sugar plums. He's going to be eating cookies all night, so the last thing he's going to want to see is another cookie when he walks into the party. So I think that sugar plums in this bowl would be much classier. I'm glad you agree. Now, as far as the disco ball goes, I know that we do like to have a bit of a dance party, so I think that we can have the disco ball go a range of colors. So I was thinking it could go from red to orange to yellow, and then so on and so forth. Obviously we could arrange so that when the glitter falls from the ceiling, it could be the same exact color as the lights. There are ways that I can enchant this, and of course the glitter will be the enchanted glitter that will disappear when I say the magic word, so it doesn't require any cleanup, because obviously, you know, when you have a lot of cleanup to do, it can cause problems, and I definitely don't want to have anybody feel stressed out. I definitely want this party to go a little smoother than it did last year. I mean, last year things got, you know, very heated between Jack Frost and Father Time, and you know, that was very unfortunate, and I just don't want that to happen again this year. So we want to make everything very easy. Jack Frost and Father Time just have issues to begin with, but I think last year when the Sandman came and just spilled his sand everywhere, that definitely didn't help. But aside from showing you this range of disco balls, I just thought that we could once again just double check to make sure that your eyes are really doing better, and I don't need to give you any more of the cat's eye potion. So what I'm going to do is that, and I actually learned this trick from Jahulu, who is a wonderful ASMRist. I don't know, I must introduce you to the ASMR community. It's very popular with us fairy godmothers. I know people call me the Witch of the Woods, but I still consider myself a fairy godmother more. But basically what he did is that he took 2 wands. So I have my wand here, and then this is a spare wand. I've been keeping a spare one ever since I lost this one. As you know, the centaurs ran off with it, but luckily I was able to convince them to give it back to me. I actually had some extra unicorn hair, and I traded some of the unicorn. I found the centaurs in the woods, and I was able to trade some unicorn hair for my wand back, which was fantastic. It wasn't easy to find them. No, it wasn't. But I was very, very lucky. One of the trolls actually helped me. A lot of people don't think the trolls are friendly, but you know, I think part of it is that I have that wart cream I can give them, and that seems to have made them much more partial to helping me, which is great. So I got this one back, but this is my spare. So there is the thick wand and the thin wand. Can you see the difference? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to point to 2 different colors at the same time, and I want you to tell me which colors I'm pointing to. Okay? So you could say, like, for example, thin blue, thick yellow. Okay? And we're just going to go around the board doing that. So let's begin. Thin pink, thick green. Very good. Thick red, thin blue. Very good. Yeah. Thick green, thin pink. Yes. Thin purple, thick blue, and thick orange, thin green. Very good. Now what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm just going to point to the 2 shapes randomly, and I just want you to tell me if which one is lighter. So which color I'm going to do is lighter, whether the thick brush or the thin brush is on the lighter color. Okay, let's begin. Yes, the thick one is on the lighter color. Very good. And right now, thick brush again. Yep. Now, the thin brush. Very good. Which color is lighter? The thin brush. And how about now? Thin brush again. Very good. And now, just to be sure about your eyes, let's just point to some random colors. So what color is this? It's purple, yep. This one. Green, yep. Red, yep. Blue, purple, yep. Pink, yep. Yellow, green. I'm sorry about the noise outside. The dragons are still flying around. It's late at night for them, but Christmas is busy for everybody, right? So very good. So you were able to identify these colors. I'm very impressed. And overall, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 colors. Very good. I don't think we need to worry about your eyes anymore. So now, I wanted to show you an idea I had for a game. So look at these. These are some lovely little Christmas lights. These are made from tree resin that I got from the fairies. So they're all natural, really wonderful. And we have lights in red and orange and yellow and green and blue and purple. So it's a whole rainbow of colors. The leprechauns are going to be delighted. You know, the rainbows are just like their thing. So they keep all their gold on the other end. So they have all their banks. So they're going to love to see this. But I was given a bunch of these lights by the fairies who were kind enough to forge them for me. So I think what we could do is sort through this. Sorry. What we could do is sort through this and separate the colors and just see how many we have. So let's do that. So we have 1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, 4 yellow, 5 yellow, 6 yellow, 7 yellow, 8 yellow, 9 yellow. You know, this might be a bit loud, so let's just start taking the colors out and sorting them. Let's just start sorting them. And I can count them after they're all sorted. And then we can see how many we have of each one. I really don't know if they do equal colors of all of them. I would hope that they do. I think that that's something that they do try to do. But you know, it's never really easy to get the exact same colors for things like this. Because whenever all of these, like I said, come from tree resin and the fairies. But the problem is that that's just the material. You know, the dyes they have to get from different places. And you know, that can be exceedingly challenging. Like, for example, a lot of the blue dye has to come from the mermaids, and they're usually pretty good about giving their stuff up, unless you want them to give up pearls, then they really become very defensive. But if you want something from the ocean realm, they're usually pretty good about trading. And you know, they like to trade with the fairies, because the fairies like shiny things, so do the mermaids, so they typically have a lot to talk about. But trying to get things from the genies can be a lot more difficult. You know, and really when you have to go up to the, to get the yellow stuff, you have to go to the sands, and the genies are just a lot tougher to trade with. And then to get the red, you of course have to go to the dragon's fire, and that's really, really hard to get. That's actually really dangerous, because dragons are wild. The green still comes from the elves, that's easier. The purple is actually amethyst, and this is mine from the dwarves, and that's not hard to get, you know, if the goblins don't find out they're taking it, because then they flip out and that becomes a whole problem. And then the orange actually comes from the mountain tops. We can usually get that from the giants. Sometimes the trolls will trade it. But, you see. So anyway, let's count how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yellow. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 orange. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 purple. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green. So we have between 8 and 9 of each color, which is very, very good, I think. So what I was thinking to do with these, I mean, obviously I'm going to have these lit up throughout the party, but you know, these are really cool because they can be enchanted, they can grow, they can glow basically all year round. They never have to be changed especially when you use the fairy dust, the fairy dust enchantment. And I won't be enchanting all of these, but I thought it also might be nice to give these out at the party. But it might be extra fun if we can do it as a kind of a game or a raffle. So what I have here is that I have this beautiful black bag. And believe it or not, this was actually given to me by the Wicked Witch. I helped her mix a color. She wanted to go to a ball of, you know, it was that whole thing with Rapunzel. When she wanted to go to Rapunzel's baptism, that was a disaster. But then they seem to have made things, you know, they kind of made up in the past couple of years. And when Rapunzel got married, the witch wanted to go in style. And I helped her come up with an enchantment using berries to create this great lipstick that looked fantastic with her green skin. And she was so pleased that she actually made me this bag as a gift, which was really cool. I mean, granted, I do unfortunately think that it is made out of the skin of a troll that severely annoyed her, but you know, I try to look past that because it is a really nice bag. But anyway, what I think we could do for the party, and I need to clean up to show you when I'm planning. I think for the party we could put all of these gems into the bag like so. And don't they make a lovely sound? And then swirl them around inside the bag, and then ask everybody who is present to guess which color is going to come out of the bag. And whoever guesses the color correctly gets to take home a photo light. So, you know, I have about 200 of these or so we can just fill them up in the bag, and then everybody can maybe we could give out, you know, little charts like this, and then everybody could basically, like, put like an arrow on the chart, and everybody could move the arrow to a particular color, guessing which one's going to come out next, and whoever is correct gets it. So, like, for example, I'm going to move this around, right? I'm going to move the pieces around, and I want you to guess what color am I going to pull out of the bag. Just guess. What color? What color? I don't even know. I'll take a guess. I'll guess that I'm going to pull orange out of the bag. And then I pulled a yellow. Is that what you guessed? It's not what I guessed. so I would be wrong. So I'll put that back in the bag. And I'll swirl around again. And what color do you think I'm going to pull out? Take a guess. Take a guess. I'm going to say blue. And it was purple. So, again, no prize for me. I'm not very good at this game. Put it out when you guessed. Do it one more time. And this time I guess I'm going to pull red. And no, I pulled another purple. So back in the bag. What color do you think I'll pull out this time? This time I'll say green. And no, this time I got blue. It's a difficult game. So you see, so we can do this about 20 or 30 times to figure out the party or until people get tired. But it is just like a fun, relaxing thing to do. And don't they just make the greatest sound inside the bag, right? And I'll pull out one more. I'll say that this time I'm going to pull out red. And nope, oops, it was a blue. So it is a more challenging game of probability. But don't they just look beautiful? They really do, you know something? I think they would actually look even more beautiful if we put them into this bowl. Let's just see what this will look like. And I guess I could also swirl them around in this bowl. You know, and I would be calling it from the tops down. But I would really have to be careful not to look. I like the kind of the black bag better because then I can't see. But look at the beautiful, vibrant colors. Aren't they astonishing? Just look at the colors. All the beautiful, beautiful colors. It's just hypnotic, isn't it? Okay, so the last thing I wanted to go over with you today is that everybody that comes to the party will leave with a little party favor. You know, like I may give them, for example, you know, a sugar plum, some of those enchanted lights. And I just wanted to show you the color schemes for the foil paper. So we have, let's go over the colors. What color? Red, yeah. Silver, blue, and gold. And I have silver ribbon on the silver and blue package and gold ribbon on the red and the gold package. I was thinking about doing some green foil as well, but honestly, that would, you know, get kind of lost amid the Christmas tree because that's already green. I did try to find some pink and purple foil wrapping, but no joy there. So we just have these 4 colors, and I figure we can just let people that, you know, people that leave a little early can pick their own color. When we have, you know, a lot left, they can just choose whatever color they want before they leave. But if not, you know, we'll just give people just like randomly. I should take creatures. We'll give all the creatures just a random one as they leave. Yeah, and so like everybody likes sugar plums for the most part, so we'll have sugar plums in there. We may have a little ornament of a snowflake or something to symbolize the winter solstice. Maybe a little image of Santa or an elfin hat, you know, a Santa's elfin hats, of course, because the North Pole elves are, of course, very different from the elves of the woods. But they do enjoy coming down here and seeing each other. We just love their fashion sense. It's so joyous and fun, isn't it? So I just thought that another thing that we could do also, just for some fun, is, and just to check your eyes again, just make sure they're 100% okay. I'm going to take these away, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And when I tell you to open your eye, you're going to tell me what package is in front of you, okay? What color? So ready? So close your eyes. Close them tight. Keep them closed. And now, open them. What color present do you see? Red with gold ribbon. Very good. Now close your eyes again. Keep them closed and open them. And what color do you see? Silver with the silver ribbon. And look at the rainbow colors. Oh yeah, I think the leprechauns are going to be really attracted to this one. Very beautiful. Now close your eyes again, And now, open them. What color do you see? Gold, yes. Goldilocks and Rumpelstiltskin are both going to go for this one. I'm actually going to keep 2 golds aside, specifically for Goldilocks and Rumpelstiltskin, just because I don't want to have an argument between them over if there's only 1 gold gift left and the 2 of them are still at the party. They're going to get into it, and I don't want to be in the middle of that. So once again, close your eyes, and you know which is the color you haven't seen yet. If you know, open them. Yeah, the blue one. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to leave a couple of these aside for the mermaids, because for the most part they do tend to go for the blue stuff. Although they're surrounded by so much blue in the ocean realm that they may go for one of the other colors. So that's pretty much what I wanted to go over with you today. So we have these little presents, and then we have this marvelous little house that I think the gingerbread man is going to be so pleased about. And hopefully he will turn it into a B&B. You know, it'd be really, really nice for him if he would do that for us. Sorry. So I'm going to use my camera here. And of course, this, which is to me just the most beautiful thing. And then we also have the gorgeous, gorgeous bowl with all of these beautiful things inside of it. So thank you for stopping by today and going over all of these things with me. And I am so glad that your eyes are doing better. So I think we need to start preparing for this party, because the sun's going to be up in a few hours. And once again, thank you for everything. And Merry, Merry Christmas, dear. Good night.